Ahorra hasta 50% en la venta del hogar de President's Day de JCPenney. Y refresca tu hogar de piso a techo con tus marcas favoritas. Usa el cupón y ahorra hasta 30% extra. Encuentra lindas colchas para usar todo el año, ollas livianas en variedad de colores y hermosas cortinas para decorar tus ventanas. Actualiza cada rincón de tu hogar con descuentos que te harán sentir como en casa. JCPenney. Vale la pena. Ofertas válidas hasta el 23 de febrero en selección de estilos. Aplican algunas exclusiones. Detalles en la tienda jcp.com.
All right, strap in everyone because we are diving deep into one of the biggest rivalries in football, Eagles versus Cowboys. And you are definitely in the right place if you want to really understand this matchup. We're not just going to predict who wins, we're going to break down the strategies thanks to this in-depth analysis. 1,500 words worth of insight that goes way beyond the surface level stuff you hear everywhere else.
Yeah, and I think what makes this deep dive so interesting is both teams are at such a crucial point in their season. It's not just about this historic rivalry. The outcome of this game could really impact their playoff chances.
Absolutely. The stakes are high, and this analysis is giving us the inside scoop. So first things first, let's talk about these two powerhouses. We know the Eagles, they have this reputation for being gritty and resilient, built on a balanced offense and a balanced defense. But what does that really mean on the field this year?
Well, when you look at the numbers, their defense is straight up dominant. I mean, they're not just good. They're leading the league in key areas like pass rush and run defense. And that pass rush, it's not just about brute force. They're using a tactic called a wide 9 alignment, which basically gives their edge rushers a head start. And quarterbacks are having a nightmare trying to react in time.
Okay, so picture this. You're the Cowboys quarterback, and you have these Eagles defenders breathing down your neck before you even finish your drop back. Not a fun place to be. But what about the Cowboys? They're known for their explosive offense, but the analysis says their defense has actually been a key factor in their wins this season.
Yeah, it's true. They're not just about outscoring everyone anymore. They've evolved, and a big part of that is their opportunistic defense. We're talking forced fumbles, interceptions, plays that completely swing the momentum, and they're doing this by mixing up coverages and blitzes, keeping offenses guessing and forcing mistakes.
It sounds like both teams are bringing some serious firepower to this matchup. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty, those key matchups highlighted in the analysis. First up, the quarterbacks talk about a clash of styles.
Yeah, you've got the Eagles quarterback who's incredibly mobile, extending plays, making throws on the run. It's like he's playing backyard football, but in a good way. Then you have the Cowboys quarterback, a classic pocket passer with pinpoint accuracy. This matchup will be a fascinating study in how each quarterback deals with the opposing defense's strengths.
So for the listener out there, imagine the Eagles QB scrambling out of the pocket, buying time, and finding a receiver downfield for a big gain. That's the kind of unpredictable playmaking ability he brings to the table.
Exactly. And on the other side, picture the Cowboys QB standing tall in the pocket, dissecting the defense with quick, precise passes. It's going to be a battle of mobility versus precision.
Next, we've got the receiving core versus the secondary. The Cowboys have a loaded receiving group, but they're going up against one of the toughest secondaries in the league.
Yeah, that Eagles secondary is no joke. They're especially good at shutting down those deep routes. So the Cowboys will need to find creative ways to move the ball through the air. Think short, quick passes, screens, and finding mismatches against linebackers. Can they exploit those weaknesses? That's the million-dollar question.
And on the flip side, the analysis points out that the Cowboys' secondary, while improved, is still a potential weakness. Does that mean the Eagles might try to air it out a bit more than usual?
It's definitely something to watch for. If the Eagles can find ways to isolate their receivers against the Cowboys' defensive backs, we could see some big plays downfield. This matchup could come down to which team can better exploit the other's weaknesses in the passing game.
All right, last but certainly not least, we've got the running game, which can make or break a team's chances. The Eagles have a fantastic offensive line, paving the way for their running backs.
And that strong running game can set up so much more than just yards on the ground. Imagine this. The Eagles run the ball effectively early, wearing down that Cowboys defensive line. Now it's third and short. They fake another handoff. The linebackers bite hard. And suddenly, boom, a wide-open receiver downfield for a big game. That's the power of play action, all thanks to a solid running game.
And the Cowboys also have a strong running game. But can they find success against that Eagles defense? Which, it seems like a brick wall.
That's the challenge they face. They need to establish the run to keep the Eagles honest and create opportunities for their passing game. If they become one-dimensional, that plays right into the Eagles' hands.
Wow, we've really dug into the strengths of each team, and Man, those key matchups are going to be epic. But this analysis goes beyond just breaking down the game itself. It also highlights how the outcome could impact both teams for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's what makes this matchup so crucial. It's not just about bragging rights, it's a potential turning point for both the Eagles and the Cowboys.
So let's say the Eagles pull out a win. What does that tell us about their potential going forward?
Well, an Eagles victory would solidify their place as a top contender in the NFC. It shows they can handle tough, physical opponents, especially within their own division. Remember, this is the NFC East. We're talking about one of the most competitive divisions in football.
Right, and beating a rival like the Cowboys, on their home turf no less, that's got to give them a huge confidence boost as they head into the tougher part of their schedule.
Absolutely. That psychological edge can be invaluable. It shows they can overcome adversity and win those close games.
Now, what if the Cowboys come out on top? What does that say about their chances?
A Cowboys win would be a major statement. It would prove they can compete with the best, even against a team like the Eagles with such a formidable defense. And remember, the Cowboys have had some ups and downs this season. But a win here would be a huge momentum swing.
It's almost like they'd be proving all the doubters wrong, showing they're a legitimate threat in the NFC.
Exactly. And think about the playoff implications. The NFC East is incredibly tight this year. The outcome of this game could have a ripple effect on playoff seeding. It could even determine who wins the division.
So regardless of who wins this game is going to have major consequences for both teams. The analysis does a great job of laying out those possibilities. But there's one thing that's not explicitly mentioned, something I think is worth discussing.
I think I know where you're going with this.
What about the impact of special teams and coaching?
The X factors. We've all seen those games where a single special teams play a blocked punt, a big return. It can completely change the course of the game. Or a coach makes a brilliant play call at a critical moment that shifts the momentum.
Right. These elements aren't always predictable, but they can absolutely influence the outcome. It's almost like adding another layer of intrigue to this already fascinating matchup.
It's a reminder that even with all the analysis and predictions, there's always an element of unpredictability in football, and that's part of what makes it such a captivating sport.
It's kind of funny we started this deep dive thinking we'd get some insight into this matchup, but it's become so much more than that. We're talking about playoff implications, potential turning points in the season, and even those unpredictable X factors that could completely flip the script.
It really does highlight how every game in the NFL, especially in a division as tight as the NFC East, every game is a story waiting to unfold. You've got those individual battles, strategic chess matches, even those moments of brilliance or heartbreak that make football so captivating.
I feel like I'm ready to coach from the couch now. Watching for those wide nine alignments, analyzing the Cowboys blitz packages, trying to anticipate those crucial coaching decisions.
Ha-ha, you've got the knowledge, now you just need the headset. But seriously, that's the beauty of a deep dive like this. It's not just about knowing who might win, it's about understanding WHY, appreciating the nuances, the strategies, the individual performances that all contribute to the final outcome.
So to our listener, as you're watching this Eagles-Cowboys game, remember, you're not just watching a rivalry. You're witnessing a clash of styles, a battle for playoff positioning, a story that's still being written.
And who knows, maybe this game will come down to a special teams play. A coaching decision, something completely unexpected. That's the magic of football. You just never know what's going to happen.
So grab your snacks, get ready to yell at the TV, and most importantly, enjoy the game with a whole new level of understanding. Until next time, keep diving deep and may your team win.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.